Now, local news that matters. This is CBS 17 News.
No one has ever enjoyed coaching like I have for 48 years.
He's an icon in college basketball. The shocking announcement no one was expecting.
Is it disappointing, would you say?
Very much.
Receiving nearly $4 billion in COVID relief money. Why North Carolina is returning a big chunk of it to the federal government.
From traveling to attending concerts. Do you need proof that you've been vaccinated? We're digging deeper.
And now, your forecast first from the CBS 17 Storm Team.
Well, we had 70s with the AC on earlier this week, but the heat's back on and you'll need winter coats tomorrow morning. Good evening. Thanks for watching CBS 17. I'm Wes Hohenstein. Freeze warning in effect early tomorrow morning for most everyone as we will be below 32 degrees. Take care of your plants and get that winter coat out because while we will have sunshine early tomorrow morning, many of us will be in the upper 20s and low 30s. And it's not going to get much warmer by lunchtime. Still sunny and dry, still breezy, but temperatures only in the 40s. We do have a warm up this weekend, and I've got 80 on the 10-day. I'll tell you when you'll need that AC back on in less than 15 minutes.
Now, local news that matters. This is CBS 17 News.
A long period of time I've been focused on the fact that I just didn't think I was good enough anymore. But if I can get through today, I'm going to focus on that we had some fun.
More than 900 career wins and the third most road wins in the ACC. Of course, we're talking about UNC's Roy Williams. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Rod Carter.
And I'm Angela Taylor. At first, people thought it was an April Fool's prank.
But hoping so, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, it turned out to be real. The legendary coach announced his retirement. CBS 17's Alyssa Ray starts our team coverage tonight from the Dean Smith Center.
It's understandable Roy Williams was emotional in his opening comments about his decision to retire. He's been at the helm of the Tar Heels program for 18 seasons, and his name has become synonymous with Carolina basketball.
He basically, he was the staple of UNC basketball to me. So it's really hard that he's not going to be there because, when you think UNC basketball, it's oh, Roy Williams. So his legacy just means a lot.
I was in shock. I definitely thought it was an April Fool's prank when I first heard about it, and I was convinced the entire day. And then when the press conference came on, I was like, wow, this cannot actually be real.
Roy Williams has coached the Tar Heels for 18 seasons that included 3 national championships, the most recent one coming in 2017. Williams' impact on college basketball is immeasurable. He coached at Kansas before coming to Chapel Hill and has 903 wins as a head coach. Between his time with the Tar Heels and Jayhawks, he's been to 6 national championships and coached 9 Final Fours. He felt like now was the time to step away from coaching.
I knew that the only thing that would speed that up if I did not feel that I was any longer the right man for the job. I'm not going to say the best man because I never thought I was the best at anything. But 15 years at Kansas, I thought I was the right man. And this time at North Carolina, I thought I was the right man. I no longer feel that I am the right man for the job.
This is one of the premier college basketball coaching jobs in the country. But no matter what, whoever follows up Roy Williams has some big shoes to fill. In Chapel Hill, Alyssa Ray, CBS 17.
And during today's announcement, Coach Williams said he already told athletic director Bubba Cunningham his thoughts on the future of the team and the program.
CBS 17's Chris Clark joining us now with a look at the answers about the Tar Heels' future. And Chris, we talked about this a little bit before. These are big shoes to fill.
Yeah, incredibly large shoes to fill. Now, we know Bubba Cunningham's probably going to look for a person within the Tar Heel family. And as we've seen in the past, sometimes it works well. Sometimes it doesn't work so well. However, because of the success of the program, he will have quite a few options.
Wanted basketball coach to take over a top-flight Division I blue blood, perennial contender, worldwide name recognition. Oh, and one last thing. You have to follow not one but a pair of basketball legends so famous they can go by their first names in Dean and Roy. Win here and you're legend. Lose here, your name's also legend, just for a different reason. So who jumps out? First one off the bench, literally, Hubert Davis. Played for the Heels. Been on Roy's staff since 2012. The transition for him would be seamless. Also on the short list is Wes Miller. He donned the powder blue for 3 years, was on the 05 title team, has been coaching in the state at Elon, High Point, and built UNC Greensboro into a Southern Conference contender. Another name brought up is Jerry Stackhouse. He's only been building Vanderbilt into an SEC problem by recruiting and developing lottery picks. Whoever gets the nod won't just be working to prove themselves worthy, no, but prove A.D. Bubba Cunningham right for selecting them. You see, UNC fans won't tolerate a loser for long, be it on the court or in the administrative offices. Sure, Dean and Roy had some bad seasons, but memories fade, and all fans remember are the good times. And those legends just grow by the day. Don't believe me? It's been less than 24 hours, and Roy's legend has almost doubled in size.
This is almost like finding a wife. You know, you do that and the rest of your life is just absolutely perfect here. And that's exactly what they need, the perfect pick. I expect the search to be nice and quiet and for them to have someone in mind already and in place within weeks, not months. We'll see.
All right, Chris, thank you. And we're digging deeper into Coach Williams' career highlights. He has a total of 903 wins in 33 seasons in the NCAA. That's 100 more than any other coach, including Duke's Coach K and UNC's own Dean Smith. 32 of his players were first-round draft picks, 10 at Kansas and 22 at UNC. And 52 of his players went on to play in the NBA.
So what do you think about this? Which Roy Williams team do you think was the best team? Was it the 2005 game when the Tar Heels beat Illinois, bringing Williams his first national title at UNC, or perhaps 2009 in which Williams led UNC over Michigan State? Or maybe it was Williams' last national title in 2017 when the Tar Heels beat Gonzaga in Glendale, Arizona. Right now, most of you are saying that is the game. 59% of you, 2017 team. All right, you can cast your vote by going to the CBS 17 News app. Just click on the menu at the top left corner and then scroll down and click CBS 17 Votes.
The number of percent positive cases in North Carolina dropped again. We are now at 4.4%. Remember, the goal is to keep that number at 5 or below. The main reason for the decrease is more people are getting the vaccine. This week, Wake County received more doses than ever before, and the county is switching the Departure Drive testing site into a vaccination clinic. It opens Monday. The county expects to vaccinate about 2,800 people a week there.
We're really encouraged by kind of these next steps. You know, supply is increasing. Demand still seems to outpace supply, but we're also encouraged by this increased amount of supply.
They're moving the testing site currently at Departure Drive across the street. Hundreds of people set their alarms and lined up early for a first-come, first-served vaccine clinic at West Johnston High School. A lot of them told us they were struggling to find appointments anywhere. Joan Davis says she and her sister were looking for an appointment for more than a month.
And I tried the pharmacies, and each time that I tried, the appointment was totally booked.
I'm glad she showed up today. The Johnson County Health Department offered 2,000 doses at today's clinic.
A Durham nonprofit is taking the COVID vaccine into the community. War for Life is the name of the group that's been helping the community since the start of the pandemic, and now they're taking it a step further with their mobile vaccine clinic. It's a refurbished bus that's been transformed into a rolling vaccine site. So here's how it works. The mobile unit pulls up into the neighborhood, and then all you have to do is step up on the bus.
There are people who cannot leave their homes because they're dealing with physical or other disabilities. There are individuals of our community that have child care and transportation obstacles that won't allow them to go to a mass vaccination site. So we want to, again, bring the vaccine directly to the doorsteps of those residents in Durham and across the state that need it the most.
The first local event is set for April 16th at the Care Healing Center in Durham. To find out where you can get a vaccine this week, just use the camera on your smartphone, scan this QR code right here on your screen, and that'll take you to a list of locations on our website, cbs17.com.
North Carolina got nearly $4 billion from the federal government to help pay for pandemic-related expenses. New at 11, we found out the state gave back more than $120 million. CBS 17's Amy Cutler live tonight digging deeper into why the money wasn't used. Amy.
Yeah, Angela, all of this based off a report that found it was mostly state agencies that gave the money back. Either they just didn't need it or they determined they didn't meet the requirements. The 21-page report by the state auditor's office looked at how the state managed coronavirus relief funding. It found North Carolina received $3.6 billion from the federal government and returned nearly $121 million of it. Another $179 million still hadn't been used at the end of 2020.
It's very shocking.
Auditors finding the biggest chunk, $62 million, came from the Extra Credit Grant Program. It provides $355 checks to North Carolinians with children. The money went back to the Department of Revenue. It made up 14% of the total program.
I'm surprised that the state couldn't find a way to utilize the money.
In response, that agency tells me the program was extended until May 31st and that funding is still available to them. The report found another $50 million was returned by the Department of Commerce. It was supposed to cover those increased unemployment benefits, but they determined it wasn't needed. Rural hospitals and the University of North Carolina also turned down money. In response, the state budget director wrote, "The Office of State Budget and Management and the North Carolina Pandemic Recovery Office diligently worked to track $3.6 billion to the penny, without any overstatements or understatements." Now, important to note, the state auditor's office very clear in saying that they did not consider exactly how the money was used, whether or not it met the requirements or had the intended purpose. Live in Raleigh, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.
Amy, thanks. Tonight, nearly 20% of people in North Carolina are fully vaccinated. And as more people get their shots, more and more businesses and venues can increase their capacity. But how can you prove you've been vaccinated? CBS 17's Mackenzie Stasko live in Raleigh tonight, digging deeper to find out more about vaccine passports. Mackenzie.
Yeah, well, the idea has been discussed really since the start of the pandemic. Now, some businesses and destinations are considering it, but it's a debate that a lot of people are divided on. When you get the COVID-19 vaccine, you'll get one of these paper record cards. At the moment, it's the only way to prove you're vaccinated. Attorney General Josh Stein says some companies are selling fake ones online.
They can be easily copied. So I think having some kind of digital card could be very helpful.
New York is already doing that. The state just launched a vaccine passport app for event venues, where guests show a scannable QR code that certifies their vaccine status.
My friend just she's going to the Knicks game, and she had to get tested even though she's vaccinated, and then she had to show it with a passport.
But will that become the standard for going to concerts, games, or traveling?
I'm completely fine with the possibility of having to show proof, because I mean, it just may eventually help us get to a more regular society.
Others are skeptical and say it's an invasion of privacy that crosses a line.
For instance, I'm vaccinated, but that's my personal health history, and I don't think anybody else has a right to infringe upon that or ask.
Is this in the cards for North Carolina?
I don't know. I think having some kind of secure indication that you've got the vaccine will be helpful. There are going to be a lot of businesses that want their people to be vaccinated in order to use their services.
And state lawmakers in Missouri and Florida are actually working to try and ban businesses from requiring proof of the COVID-19 vaccine. I did reach out to Governor Roy Cooper's office today to see if he has a stance on this topic, but I'm waiting to hear back. For now, live in Raleigh, Mackenzie Stasko, CBS 17 News.
Mackenzie, thank you. Some people in Durham say the police department is prioritizing the way it investigates crimes. Coming up, we're taking those concerns to the mayor.
And not a funny April Fool's joke. Winter weather returning to our area. It's chilly out already tonight. These are the wind chills you'll have tomorrow morning. And tomorrow morning's not even the coldest time as we head into the weekend. I'll tell you when that is and when we'll get back up to 80 right after this.
Legalizing marijuana, a lot of states are doing that. Coming up, the new push to change minds and laws right here in North Carolina. You're watching CBS 17, local news and sports that matters. On the same day, a mother of 6 is laid to rest. The man accused of killing her is arrested.
Robinson County Sheriff's deputies picked up Dejuan Floyd overnight at the Parkview Terrace Apartments in Lumberton. Officers say he shot Julie Eberly during a road rage incident along I-95 last week. The sheriff says video footage of Floyd's car and hundreds of tips from the public helped them solve the case. He also says a key witness led them to arrest Floyd. That person will be getting a $20,000 reward.
Our detectives were able to notify the family about 6 o'clock this morning that the arrest had been made, and they were beyond pleased. It made it exciting for us that we were able to bring some sort of conclusion.
The sheriff says Floyd has a violent criminal history, including a conviction for shooting into a home with people inside. Floyd remains in jail tonight with no bond.
People in Durham are demanding more be done to address gun violence, as there have been an average of 2 shootings per day since the beginning of the year. Yesterday, a bullet flew into a 13-year-old girl's bedroom. She was shot in the thigh, but thankfully is expected to be okay. Well, today, community activists argue the city is prioritizing some shootings over others. They want more transparency between police and the community, but the mayor of Durham says that they have been as transparent as possible.
I think that our transparency is fantastic. I've never seen a more transparent police department.
Some people didn't even know a 13-year-old child got shot yesterday, but everybody know a police dog got shot. Everybody knows about that, and I think that's a problem.
The mayor says Durham police are working to arrest those responsible for shootings in the Bull City. More than 2 months ago, City Council decided to spend almost $1 million to put more violence interrupters on the street, but those individuals have not been hired yet.
With nearby states legalizing marijuana, there's a new push to get North Carolina leaders on board. It's not legal, recreational, or medical use here, but a recent poll by Elon University found 73% of people in North Carolina support legalizing it for medical use. Now, when you ask about legalizing it for recreational use, that number dropped to 54%. Today, members of NC Normal came to the General Assembly pitching medical marijuana as a safer alternative to addictive prescription medications.
My sense is that there's more support for decriminalization of some marijuana than in the past. I really don't see the support for legalizing.
It's been way too long that the people that are suffering from chronic conditions and a number of other situations that could be treated by medicinal cannabis have been forced to suffer in the dark.
Democrats have filed a bill in the House that would decriminalize small amounts of marijuana.
Well, the first day of April, the month of spring, really kicking in. And I've got to talk about wind chills tonight. Looking live up at Keenan Memorial Stadium in Chapel Hill, where, as we all know, it's been a pretty busy and surprising day up there on campus. 39 degrees with a wind chill of 25. Less than 48 hours ago, we were in the 70s. We had thunderstorms. And now tonight, they've got a fresh coating of snow up in our mountains. The cold front that moved through yesterday, it sure did work, dropped our temperatures today. And look at the 24-hour temperature change tonight. It's 20 degrees colder in Raleigh than it was last night at 11 o'clock. So as you can imagine, it's going to be quite a bit colder on Friday morning. I know a lot of you off work and school, so sleeping in, not a bad idea to avoid the cold temperatures. 29 on the thermometer, though, tomorrow morning. It's going to feel like 22. There'll be plenty of sunshine. It's just not going to do much to warm us up tomorrow. Obviously, no rain. In fact, we're going to be able to shut the radar off for several days. It'll be windy, 20 to 25 mile per hour winds tomorrow. So that'll make 41 at noon still feel like the 30s. 49 at 3 o'clock isn't really going to feel like 49. It's going to be a chilly day. So you need shots like this to help give you warm thoughts. I want to thank Rod. Rod, actually one of our former photographers here years ago at CBS 17. He's down visiting Anna Maria Island off the west coast of Florida. Love that shot. Again, we'll see sunshine tomorrow, but it's just not going to do much to warm us up. So the cold front that moved through now in our rear view mirror, but it's connected to an area of low pressure. Remember, counterclockwise circulation around low pressure, high pressure, which is going to bring us sunshine tomorrow, has clockwise rotation. So those two working together to bring winds out of the north, 20 to 25 miles per hour, and it's much colder to the north, so that's why it feels the way it feels. Now, that high pressure going to keep us sunny tomorrow, still going to be a little breezy. The afternoon is going to be the coldest afternoon I've got for the next week and a half. Saturday morning, though, is going to be our coldest morning, just a couple degrees colder than what you're going to feel tomorrow morning. But the good news is, for those of you tired of winter's second coming already, the afternoon Saturday will start to warm up as our winds come more out of the south. Big warm up by Easter Sunday as we move back into the 70s. But no warm up tomorrow. Temperatures in the low 50s across central North Carolina. You guys in Wilson, Rocky Mountain, Roanoke Rapids, not out of the 40s. In fact, here in the Triangle, we're not going to get out of the 40s. And remember, we've got high school football tomorrow night. It is going to be a chilly one. Yes, it'll be clear, no rain. But sitting on those cold bleachers is not going to feel good. Make sure you bring a blanket. After a high of 49 tomorrow, we've got 60s and 70s for the holiday weekend, mid-70s Monday and Tuesday, and we're back up to 80 by next Wednesday, rain back late next week.
Thanks a lot there, Wes. We're going to hear more from Roy Williams coming up. Tell you the latest player to leave Duke basketball, some Hurricanes hockey, and high school football a day early. Stick around. Sports is next.
This is the CBS 17 Sports Desk, brought to you by Riccobeni Associates Family Dentistry.
When Roy Williams left North Carolina the first time, he was an unknown, unproven coach about to take over a storied program in Kansas. When he stepped away today, though, he ranked right up there with the legend he learned under in Dean Smith. Bona fide Hall of Famer. There were laughs, there were tears today, but Roy didn't mince words.
I'm not going to say the best man, because I never thought I was the best at anything. But 15 years at Kansas, I thought I was the right man. And this time at North Carolina, I thought I was the right man. I no longer feel that I am the right man for the job.
Speaking of leaving school, Duke freshman guard DJ Stewart said he's done after 1 year at Duke. He's got all he needs, going to enter his name in the upcoming NBA draft. He was an ACC all-freshman selection and the conference's leading freshman scorer. To the ice, Hurricanes and Blackhawks pick it up tied at 2 in the third. Hurricanes' Warren Fogle coming through in the clutch off the rebound, chance to give the Canes a lead. But the Blackhawks come right back. Dylan Strom doing the honors with the redirect right there. Knocks the game at 3-all. No overtime tonight, though. No. Time running out. Hurricanes on the move. Initial stop. The initial shot is stopped by the Esper Fast there. There for the rebound and the score. Hurricanes take this in final 4-3.
It was just some weird bounces for both teams for goals. Like, you know, just not a lot going on either way for both teams. But I don't think it was poor. It was just wasn't great. But it wasn't you know, I like the fact that when we have these bad things happen, we just keep playing.
High school football on a Thursday. West Johnson and Cleveland separated by less than 5 miles. Both come in unbeaten on the year. The Rams offense in high gear all night long. Check out the one-handed catch by Carter Griffith and Skylar Locklear. 35-0 Cleveland. That's how you do it. Rams defense up to the challenge tonight as well, shutting down a Wildcats O that was averaging more than 30 points per game. Katie Harrison there with the nice stop. Better wrap up there. But Locklear will connect on another scoring play, this time to Jaden Moore. 62-yard TD pass, catch and run. Cleveland smashes cross-county rival West Johnson 54-0. Southview and Overhill High School picking up third quarter. Sebastian Fernandez looking to pass, scrambles near side, throws a rocket right at us. It's complete to Charles Brown Jr. 17-yard pass there. Skip to the fourth, handoff to Raheem Baldwin. Big run coming near side. Oh, he needs just at 19 yards. He gets there. Come on. That's a touchdown, man. Come on. They didn't give it to him. Next play, though, quarterback keeper Sadavian Wembley on the 1-yard TD makes it 40-0. Southview wins it 40-0. Duke lacrosse 9-0 on the year. Best start through 8 games since the 2005 squad started 11-0, and the Blue Devils jumped back to number 1 in the polls. Tonight, they took on second-ranked UNC. Duke and UNC have never faced each other ranked number 1 and number 2 before. Tonight, first. This was a battle. Skip to the end, 11-10. Duke on top late in the game. UNC's Justin Anderson coming off a pick, gets in front of the score, ties the game at 11. We go to overtime. In the extra frames, we need a hero. Joe Robertson, just the man for the job. 4th goal of the game. Winner! Blue Devils rush the field, take the game 12-11.
It's kind of surreal still. It hasn't really hit me, but you know, I'm just happy that we were able to pull that out. You know, I think it was a team effort all around. We had 4 different guys take shots in overtime, which is really cool.
How cool is Joe Robertson? Eye black at night, Batman style. That's it, Ravi, right there. More news after the break.
Coach Roy Williams is known to give a good soundbite during his news conferences.
Well, tonight we're going to leave you with a few of the highlights from his last news conference as the head coach of the Tar Heels.
And then when I realized that I was going to walk through that tunnel for the last time as a coach, that was really difficult. No one has ever enjoyed coaching like I have for 48 years, I no longer feel that I'm the right man for the job. I've had fans say, Coach, if you can just beat Duke twice, we don't care about anything else. I don't know if they're going to say that right now because we did beat Duke twice. For the rest of my life, I'll always say that I was a coach, and that's the proudest moment of my life. Thank you.